America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, many of you might remember Luther Hall. He was a police officer with the St. Louis Police Department, and he was beaten up by colleagues when he took part as a plainclothes officer in a Black Lives Matter march. He was targeted and beaten down by several white officers. He has since won a settlement in his case, a multi-million dollar settlement. And the cop that you see in this picture requested a lighter sentence. Really should have his ass up in jail. All right, so this came out on BuzzFeed News, November 24th, 2021. A white cop who helped assault a black colleague was given a lighter sentence than he'd asked for. So he requested a lighter sentence, and the judge, like they do in this country, go above and beyond to give him even less of a sentence than what he requested. This just proves how slanted in one direction the system really is. They rigged this entire system up, and then they mock us because we fall victim to it. And they know damn well they got this shit rigged up. So let's get into this story. A federal judge gave a white former St. Louis officer less than half the prison time his own defense lawyers were asking for on Monday after he was convicted for his role in the beating of an undercover black colleague during a 2017 racial justice protest. And that was in the city of St. Louis. Dustin Boone, 37, was sentenced to 1 year and 1 day in prison for aiding and abetting the deprivation of civil rights under color of law of undercover officer Luther Hall. He was convicted in June after a 9 day trial. Prosecutors had asked that Boone be imprisoned for 10 years, which I believe he should have got. You took part in beating down and almost killing a person. 1 year and 1 day? That ain't shit. And trust me, we know how they got the system rigged up where he ain't going to do that 1 year and 1 day. He's going to be out within months. We already know this. These people are full of crap. That's what they are. His own defense team, they were asking for just over 2 years. By sentencing Boone to 1 day over a year sentence, U.S. District Judge Richard Weber ensured that the former police officer will also be eligible to have time taken off of his sentence for good behavior. So the judge was just interested in making sure he didn't have that much time behind bars. You know, it's amazing. I have never seen them do this for any black officer that gets in trouble. Have you? If you've seen this with black officers, please put the list of their names in the comment section. The light sentence prompted Hall and his stunned supporters to walk out of the courtroom in disgust, according to the St. Louis Post Dispatch. Yeah, it is disgusting. This man almost lost his life, and they're concerned about this officer that really should be in jail like anybody else that comes close to beating somebody to death. You should get the same sentence. But they got it rigged up where they always get far less than what the average citizen would get if they committed the same crime. And it seems to be very consistent with white officers. The incident occurred during weeks of protest in St. Louis, prompted by the acquittal of another former police officer, Jason Stockley. over the 2011 fatal shooting of Anthony Lamar Smith. On the evening of September 17th, 2017, Hall had been undercover when he was pinned to the ground by Boone and beaten with a baton by a third officer, Randy Hayes, who both mistook Hall for a protester. They didn't mistake him for a how the hell do you work for the same police or department? Both of you been there for years and you get out of here. You didn't mistake nothing. Get out of here. The beating left Hall, who had not violated any laws and was not resisting arrest, with permanent injuries and pain, as well as post traumatic stress disorder. He subsequently reached a $5 million settlement with the department. Prosecutors released evidence showing that Boone had been showing off for his girlfriend by live streaming his actions to her via a FaceTime video call. So he was beating on this black man and videoing and showing off for his probably a ugly girlfriend. Okay? I just threw that in there, y'all. I just threw that ugly girlfriend thing in there. Okay. So, but that's a wicked thing to do. Who would think to do that but a devil? All right. So she had texted him that viewing the footage was so cool. So she's getting off watching a black man get beat down viciously by a group of cops, and she's talking about it's so cool. Look at the mentality on the majority of these people. You know, this is how they can set up a GoFundMe and make these white cops rich. When they see stuff like this happening, they reward them for it. Just like, we seen them do this with George Zimmerman. Anything they do to us, they want to, reward each other for it. But at the same time, when we talk about these things, they want to tell you you're the one full of hate. The nerve and audacity of you. Okay, his girlfriend is sick in the head, just like most of these Karens out here. Prosecutors also released texts, messages Boone had written to other officers prior to the beating, in which he appeared to relish the opportunity to violently quash the protesters. And we know which protesters he was talking about. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun beating the hell out of these shitheads once the sun goes down, and nobody can tell us apart, he wrote in one message. So he went out there with the intentions of going out. So that's all premeditated, y'all. All premeditated. And then you want to know why we don't get a fair shake with these old wicked ass cops you got out here. America, you got a huge, huge price to pay for sitting on the sidelines and watching your cops kill and torture black people. You got a huge price to pay. And these upcoming years, you're going to feel the pain. Okay? You haven't stopped feeling the pain since 2020. There's more to come in 2022, 2023, 2024. Each year is going to get worse for you. You just wait and see. You're going to feel the pain. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad Luther Hall got something out of it. I'm not happy that this cop only gets 1 year and 1 day for premeditating beating down someone that looks like Luther Hall. That was his intention the entire time when he went out there. And you saw he live streamed it to his girlfriend who thought it was so cool. And you see the judge disregarded all of that instead of giving him the 10-year sentence that he really truly deserved, and just gave him some leniency that he absolutely didn't deserve at all. This is no different than your regular lynchings in America. See, I can compare the lynchings because you did the lynchings to black men. You had him that committed the torture on this black man, and you had his girlfriend react just like they did during the lynchings. She thought it was the greatest thing ever. So cool. But they want to convince us that things have gotten better. It's not like that at all. Really? Really? Well, I tell you what, over here, no one is convinced at all. This guy did not get what he deserved. And being that he's a former cop, he probably already got a job somewhere else as a police officer. And that's all they do. They just recycle these dudes just like an old rag. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.